Welcome back to the High Value Man Conversation. My name is Erin, Alejandrino, your host, a high value man and a former PAM. PAM is the passive aggressive man, the nice guy, the one that does not get his needs met. He is constantly doing for others, not getting his needs met. He is people pleasing. He is a pushover. He's got a flexible backbone and spine, and he is frustrated. He's irritated. He's angry. He's pissed off, and he has these aggressive behaviors, and they tend to lean towards vices. PAM is a problem with the man problem, man. And so PAM, we're talking about the PAM problem. The way that you break through the PAM problem is become a high value man. And today we are challenging that passivity with 9 challenges to break through your PAM problem. So if you think you have a PAM problem, these 9 challenges intimidate you just a little bit. These are exactly what you need to break through your passivity to become a high value man. Each one of these 9 activities, these stretches, are going to stretch your character, your identity. It is going to push you through your comfort zone, and they are things you can deploy right away today. So let's hop into it. Today, we're talking about the 9 ways to break through the PAM problem and become a high value man. Number 1 is to practice discomfort. Practice regular discomfort, because PAM doesn't like to be uncomfortable. He doesn't like things not going his way. And when he has things not go his way, he gets frustrated, he gets irritated, he loses his temper, he throws a little mantrum. That's a man-sized tantrum. And so practice discomfort. A way you can practice discomfort that has so many other benefits is to take cold showers or to submit to a regular ice bath. Ice immersion therapy allows you to practice staying in the stress. It activates your sympathetic nervous system. This is your fight or flight mechanic. PAM is notorious for getting triggered very easily. So if you can practice the stress with regularity and breathe through the discomfort, you can carry the behavior over anything else. And so get your day started with a cold shower. Cold water on the body is such an easy win because you realize how quickly you get triggered. The first thing that's going to happen when you get in that icy water, that cold water hits you, is fuck, why am I doing this? This bearded guy on the YouTube, on the Instagram, he said, I'm going to break through my passivity by standing here in the cold shower. Well, what the fuck? Why would this even work? And you realize how quickly your toxic thought takes over. So practice the cold shower and breathe through, and then retrain, reframe, and reprogram your thoughts, your internal self-talk, and realize how quickly that you can control what's going on inside your brain. And so cold shower, cold water immersion is a great way to break through your PAM problem. Number 2 is practice random acts of kindness. To build your value as a high value man, you need to realize that men of value bring value everywhere. And so wherever you go, practice a random act of kindness. Maybe this is next time you're at Starbucks, you're buying someone's coffee behind you for no other reason to give a gift. And you're going to give a gift, give a smile, and you're going to create some eye contact and create some engagement and say, I just want to do something kind for a total stranger. And imagine how great that person's day is going to be, because PAM is typically so self-focused and selfish, ruminating in toxic self-thought, he doesn't even notice all the beauty that he has around him. And so to break through that passivity and to break through that rumination, get out of yourself and just start serving. Buy someone coffee for no other reason than just to do it. Hold the door open for a stranger. Help an old lady to the car with her groceries. Practice a random act of kindness. Number 3 is ask 3 people to do something that you can do for yourself. Now, this is a great way to break through passivity. PAM has the problem with getting his needs met because he just expects other people to do for him. He creates covert contracts. Comes from the book No More Mr. Nice Guy by Dr. Robert Glover. But a covert contract says, I'm going to do for you an assumption that you're going to do for me. And so he will give to get. Rather than doing that, he's not being direct. And so ask for what you want. Ask someone to do something for you that you can very easily do for yourself. 3 people, 3 challenges where you can ask them to do for you when you can easily do it for yourself. An example, this might be ask someone to take a picture of you when you can very easily take a selfie. Ask someone to buy you a cup of coffee. Just say you left your wallet, and would you mind buying me a cup of coffee, and I would be happy to repay you the favor down the road. Ask somebody to do something for you that you could very easily do for yourself. Maybe this isn't something in the household that you typically always do because you're the nice guy, you're always trying to do for everyone else. Ask somebody else to do for you and see what happens as you push through the discomfort of asking for your needs. Number 4 is take an improv class. The nice guy, Pam, the Pam problem, he is constantly thinking what other people are thinking. He is very worried about other people's opinion of him. So he has a hard time getting out of himself, starting a conversation with a stranger, getting up on stage, or even getting on social media and sharing something like this. And I can speak with absolute certainty on this. I used to spend so much time thinking about me, I stopped adding value to the world. I was so worried about my words, I stopped caring about adding value. Isn't humor a great way to add value? I've signed up for an improv class here in the next couple of weeks because I want to push through the passivity and the lie that I used to tell myself that I'm not very funny, I'm not good. On the spot, I have to be rehearsed in everything that I do. Everything's got to be perfect. I want to break through that lie and prove it to myself and get uncomfortable because these stretches build character. Just like in the gym, the time under tension and the stretch builds bigger muscles. This is going to build your emotional resilience. It's going to build your value as a man. A high value man can pick up a conversation with anybody. He can make people laugh. He can hold a conversation. He can engage and interact, and he can carry on as needed because he knows his value. So try an improv class. Number 5 in a challenge to break through your passivity is to learn how to dance. I learned this lesson a very hard way. I learned the lesson of leadership on the dance floor because I realized how poorly I was leading in all of my romantic relationships. I realized that I was using words but not following through with my feet. I was trying to be a man but not following through with actions. And the thing about a high value man is that he holds his frame. Just like in salsa dancing, just like in leading on the dance floor, you have to hold your frame. And your feet have to be able to go in a direction even if your mind doesn't know where you're going. Think about this. In life, in leadership, in masculinity as a whole, if you want to crush it with women, you want to dominate in work, you want to be respected by the world of men, you have to think on your feet. And you got to have a smile on your face. You have to lead people without your words. That means your very frame, your very behavior, your very actions, the things that you do on the dance floor, other people are going to want to dance with you. Nobody wants to dance with the grumpy pants. And so you have to know how to move and keep a smile on your face and keep people engaged with just your frame if you ever expect to be a man of value. Break through your passivity, get over the fear of rejection, and learn how to move your body, get some rhythm, and learn how to dance. Number 6. Take up martial arts. Pam hates confrontation. He hates conflict and he hates challenge because he doesn't want to have people not like him. He feels that he has to do everything right. He's got to be Mr. Nice Guy. He has to be perfect. Everything has to be dialed in. Even though iron sharpens a sword for a man, Pam has a problem facing the feedback of another man. And so if you really want to break through your passivity, your Pam problems, learn to take a hit. Learn to get choked out. Learn how to wrestle around with another man, to feel another man's strength and force against you, and realize that you're strong enough, you're good enough, you're worthy, and you can truly push through anything you set your mind to. Get on the mat, break a sweat, and pick up a martial art. Number 7 is to practice fasting. Fasting from your distractions. And a great way of fasting is to practice fasting from food. Pam typically has an impulse problem. He is an impulsive man that tries to get his needs instantly met by any number of vices. So maybe it is drinking, maybe it is drugs, maybe it is pornography, masturbation. Some type of irritation will cause a feeling inside of Pam where he needs to instantly make that feeling go away. And so he is very impulsive by nature, impulsive even to anger, to frustration, impulsive with spending, impulsive with distraction and sedating and social media, anything to not feel a feeling of conflict, confrontation, or any type of dis-ease inside of his body. And so practicing fasting allows you to sit with the discomfort for a period of time and realize that there is a great outcome on the other end. A great way to fast from your distractions is to practice periodic fasting from food. Periodic prolonged fasting has a ton of biological benefits for the body, especially for men. You want to boost your testosterone, boost your growth hormone, increase your stem cell, improve your immune system. Practice fasting from food. If you're always stuffing your face every time an impulse comes on, you are missing the opportunity to truly rest and repair your body. Practice a periodic fast, 24, 72 hours. If you can make it that far, you're going to get a significant mental clarity boost. You're going to break through the impulses, that desire to eat crappy food, and you're going to practice listening to your body and not listening to your impulses. Fasting is a great way to really condition your discipline. And if you are the type of Pam Pam that's got a Pam problem where you're constantly maybe masturbating, distracting, going to porn or sedation, take periodic fasts from that so that you can actually reset your dopamine and not become a slave to the feeling of your impulses. Because here's the thing, if you are not yet in a long-term romantic committed relationship, you're going to have to know how to get your needs met, not by releasing the impulse. And so if you're in a relationship with a woman, she's not always going to be in the mood, which means you can't have a bad mood every time you don't get your approach received. And so what does that mean for a man? It means that you have to know how to process the urges, the impulses, the feeling, the excitement, the enthusiasm that shows up naturally in your body and not instantly have to soothe it. You can be excited, you can be enthusiastic, you can deal with being aroused and turned on and not feel like you have to make the feeling go away. A natural value of a high value man is to recognize and realize that his penetrating force is the same force that creates businesses, also creates babies, and we don't have to make it go away. So get used to the practice of fasting, take breaks from all of your distractions, and learn to master yourself. Number 8 is take yourself on a date. Pam's got a problem with being alone and spending time in solitude. He feels that the only way that his needs are going to be met is if someone else approves him. Remember, he's a people pleaser and he likes people to like him. And so that's why he avoids conflict and confrontation. And he has a hard time really sitting with himself. If you really want to become a man of value, you have to learn to fall in love with yourself. And I mean this in the most pure way possible. Fall in love with who you are as a man. Fall in love with your purpose, your passion, your desires. Fall in love with the best parts of you. Fall in love with all of you the same way that you want someone to fall in love with you first. You cannot ever expect another woman, your work, or the respect of the world to fall in love with you if you don't love yourself first. So take yourself on a date. Enjoy the time, the solitude with yourself. Go see your favorite movie. Go enjoy your favorite restaurant. Be able to enjoy your own company in solitude, in the presence of other people, so that you can truly show up in a relationship when that time comes. And number 9, a challenge to overcome the Pam problem and to become a high value man. And this one, my friends, might be the most difficult. It might be the hardest. And that's the reason that it's the last. We're going to stack on top of those other 8 practices and stretches and challenges. And number 9 is really the gateway to freedom in life. And that is to go to therapy. Go to counseling and get some feedback on how you're showing up in the world. Therapy is a tool where you're literally paying somebody for feedback on how you're interacting and showing up in the world. Counseling is a great tool. Coaching is another tool. Get a part of a supportive men's group that supports you on your healing journey. Don't be afraid of being able to go in and lean into the hard stuff. There is a metaphor that I'll share in another podcast, another episode, and I always use the metaphor of your life is like a light and a string of Christmas lights. And if you imagine a string of Christmas lights from last season that you took down in July, you take these Christmas lights down, you shove them in the garage, and they get all wound up, all knotted up. And then we try to untangle them when we get into a relationship so that we can be the brightest version of ourselves. Or we try to untangle these lights that have been neglected for years when we get into a new line of work. We try to untangle these lights when we hit a roadblock and we realize that we have some work to do. And so we face all these knots. Now we can face untying this knotted mess in only one of 2 ways. First way, we realize there's 2 ends. And one end is the end of our life. If this light represents the light of your life and you only get 1 strand of lights, you can't go to Home Depot and buy another set. So you got to untangle this mess, make it straight and make it bright. One end is the end, and we don't know when that end is coming. So we have to live every day as bright as possible. The other end is the beginning. The beginning is where all the knots started. All the knots started with mom and dad. Mom and dad didn't love you, didn't love me the way that we needed. No one had a perfect family or perfect upbringing. And so we have these traumas, these triggers, these knots in our life that we have to begin untangling. And we really need the outside eyes of others, therapy, counseling, coaching, a support group to be able to untangle the knots of our life so we can stop getting triggered in the same way, stop triggering the passivity, and become men of value. And so number 9 is therapy, counseling and coaching, and a support group. Find people that are on path just like you. Start having conversations around healing, trauma, triggers, and what you can do to break through, break out, and rebuild the life that you deserve. Start spending time with a higher elevated group of men. Start investing in your personal development the same way that you would invest in anyone else in your life. Put yourself first. Start becoming selfish with your self-building, your self-respect, your self-worth, and your self time to build your self-esteem. All right, these are the 9 challenges to overcome the PAM problem. Just a quick recap and refresher. Number 1 is practice discomfort. Cold showers and ice bath is a great way to breathe through the stress and chaos that is going to show up in your life no matter what. Number 2 is practice some random act of kindness and learn to be selfless instead of being selfish. Number 3 is ask 3 people to do something for you that you can do for yourself. Start getting your needs met by asking for what you want. Number 4 is take an improv class. Learn to think on your feet. Learn how to string together a sentence, articulate, communicate, and share your message with a smile. Number 5 is learn to dance, my friend. Learning how to lead on the dance floor is learning how to lead in life. Number 6 is take up martial arts so that you can face conflict, confrontation, and get healthy competition from other men in a healthy community. Number 7 is practice fasting from your distractions. Fast from food, fast from sex, fast from anything that's taking you off path and stacking victories over your vices. And number 8 is take yourself on a date. Learn to enjoy yourself the same way that you want to enjoy another woman, another line of work, another world that you live in. Learn to enjoy yourself first, but not too much if you're fasting. Number 9 is go to therapy, go to counseling, and begin by rebuilding and restringing your beautiful string of lights. All right, my friends. This episode was brought to you by the PAM problem, the problem of the passive-aggressive man that we are trying to break through as men. The only way that we break through is through healing conversations like this, adding value to the world by facing our passivity and truly breaking through. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to share this with a friend, I'd sure appreciate it. It'd be a great way to share your value, share this valuable conversation so we can have more episodes just like this. So do me a favor, like it, share it with a friend, leave me a comment, leave me a review, send me an email, let me know what other content you'd like to see. And more so than anything, go out into the world and start adding value. Talk soon. Much love, many blessings, and boom.